each guest will get this. I was starstruck. Crosby almost got kicked out of Parkside.
Dude, I almost think an anarchy is coming. Like,
An
it
anarchy?
needs to. Yes, against
what are you talking
against
about?
FloWrestling.
I think I just realized that now. We were growing the sport by doing that within our school.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first podcast.
This is it. Holy cow. How cool is this?
It's pretty awesome. This is a while in the making, dude. This is like, holy crap.
But first off, we have a lot of thank yous to say just because even tonight wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Brady Shue, manager behind the camera. We got Luke Hooker sitting here, helped us set up. We got Caden Hooker unlocking everything. We got Crosby. We got me. Oh my gosh, this is cool.
Like, it literally wouldn't be here.
It literally wouldn't be here because we took 3 cars.
Well, and the whole like backstory with the Fight Life Tonight.
You just have to start the story.
Yeah. So basically the whole Fight Life Tonight thing was a whole mock-off of Clash of Combat.
Wait, hold on. Even before this, people don't even know we were starting another. You guys were starting another podcast. I wasn't even in this.
Yeah, but
this started as a joke. Guys, this podcast you're on started as a joke. This shouldn't even be here.
Literally.
And literally, this is our second podcast, even though you're first seeing this. So it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, basically, the Fight Life Tonight was I asked the 2 Hooker brothers on our team to start a podcast, and we had a meeting, and Caden was the fly on the wall.
Yeah, because they didn't want me in there for some reason. So
yeah, well,
yet I came up with both names, Fight Life Tonight and Clash of Combat. Everything was made in this room in our suites. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Caden, he came to his senses.
I came to my senses. Hold on, just wait till I get to my questions.
Wait till I get to mine.
All right. Long story short, we're here. Welcome, Clash of Combat. This is where we want to bring the best combat sports content, like meeting podcasts with me and Crosby as the host. We're going to bring on as many top guests as we can. The first guest, we got Gable Stevenson, who is Olympic champion, WWE superstar, 2-time Hodge Trophy winner. As our first guest, like I'm even excited as a fan for the content that we're going to make.
Right. And we filmed that before this one.
Yes.
So this is really, as you said, second podcast.
This is really our second podcast. But it's our first home set. So you guys are going to see in that Gable video coming out this Friday. So do not miss it. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say. But
no, it is. It's going to be awesome.
It is crazy. But, this whole set, all this backdrop, this is made possible by the shoe shop, as well as this. You want to talk about this?
Yeah. Well, this bad boy was made by manager Brady Shue. Mm-hmm. Him and his dad made up the design, and shit, I don't even know how he made it.
Yeah, I don't even know. But each guest will be given this that will come on the podcast, and you can see it's customized with the number. So this is number 2. So this is for our second guest we're filming on Thursday. So not sure when that's going to come out, but each guest will get this. It's like 5 pounds. Like, this is some durable stuff. If you guys are just listening to us, it says Clash of Combat. It's a nice little metal cutout. It's got its own stand.
And actually, well, you can buy it too.
No, yes. This is how we're fundraising because we're in the hole.
Yeah, we're in the hole bad. If you saw Katie's video, it's like we're down bad.
We're over 10 grand in the hole. In the hole.
Yeah.
Just saying that, I just get chills of like, dude, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're bringing the wrestling world, the combat sports world, something that really hasn't been done on this high of level of quality that I know we can do.
I agree. But back with this thing, if you guys want one, you don't need the 2 on here, but we can put literally, I think, 5 characters, 6 characters on there of whatever you want, custom. You can email us.
Yep. You can email us down below. This is counting as kind of our fundraiser, a way to make these funds back. Because if you guys don't really know, it's hard to start up like a business like this. Yeah. And so we're going to be selling these, all prices and everything. You can just pay the basic fee, which I don't even know. We haven't decided.
I would guess somewhere between $50 and $100.
$50 and $100 if you want. If you guys want to tip us, we can ship you a customized one of this, whatever you want. But just a cool little thing we're giving away to the fans. But yeah. Anyways, we got some questions for each other just to get the thing rolling.
Well, yeah, my first one for you, man.
Yep.
This is more like broad because it took me a while to come up with these questions.
Okay.
Because it's like I live with you, so it's like.
Yeah, Crosby's my roommate, college roommate, and we've been to high school together. So if you guys don't really know the backstory.
Yeah. So my first one is just like something that we've been kind of bringing up more recently is do you think FloWrestling is good or bad for the sport?
FloWrestling, overall, I would say it's a good thing. Let me explain.
Yeah.
From someone just on the outside thinking about FloWrestling, it's someone who records tournaments for people to watch, which really I don't even remember if it was a big thing when people go to these big tournaments, there was no one recording it. So FloWrestling brings that.
Yeah.
They have their own ranking system. I understand they're part of this big Flow Sports organization, but I hear a lot of bad things. And whether it's like, paying $120 a year for like exclusive stuff to have all their rights to everything. And now they're part of Track Wrestling.
They own Track Wrestling,
Yeah,
don't they?
I think
100%
they
own it.
Yeah, they own it. So it's weird. And I feel like I almost don't even have too much insight on stuff, but I know there's drama with it. And that's why, like, again, this is like why we started this, because we want to bring something to the wrestling community, to the combat sports world that is missing something.
Dude, I almost think an anarchy is coming. Like, it needs to. Yes, against FloWrestling.
Okay.
Because Flow is holding us back.
Holding us? As
Like,
a
not us.
community?
No,
Or,
like wrestling.
Okay.
From getting, like, its
Explain.
recognition.
Explain.
Well, dude, they they hold these, like, little crappy events. They do. Like, it's pretty crappy. It's like an hour long.
It could be so much better. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
They hold in like some dark facility. The walkouts are like
There's
2
no one in the
seconds
stands
long.
for these
There's
things.
no They don't sell
that's
tickets.
true. That's true. If they're a monopoly right now.
Exactly.
There is no one competing with them other than USA Wrestling. Is that even a thing? I feel like what they do sucks too.
What is USA Wrestling?
I don't know. Let's just crap on every wrestling facility.
Well, I mean, the only way that like Flow is gonna get better is if they incorporate they need to work with like other Instagram accounts, not
Censor.
try to be
FloWrestling tried to censor me. This will be a good clip. So maybe I shouldn't have done this, but Flow had on their event with I think they had David Taylor wrestling, they had Zane Rutherford, they had Yanni, and what I did was I screen recorded these matches, and what I did was I put like a green screen video of me up, and I was talking about their matches and what I thought they did well, what I thought they could improve on. Little me, high school me, no one, just trying to grow the sport, make something cool for people to watch. A couple weeks later, and these get like a ton of views, 50,000 views, and they email me, they direct message me, and they say, "Hey, Caden, great channel you got. I see you brought on, you record some content and screen record it. And it would be a shame if your channel would be copyrighted and like everything like that, like 3 strikes. Like they said, like they had 9 strikes on my channel.
How many subscribers do you have at the time?
Oh my god, I had a decent, maybe 70K.
Or something. Okay. I was guessing it was like under 50.
It might have been under 50. No, you're right. It might have been 30K.
In high school, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. It might have been 30K, but I guess that's just one reason and this was maybe like a month and a half after these matches happened.
Right.
It wasn't right away.
That just makes no sense.
No,
like, why would
they're really censoring wrestling that much?
Especially like now, because if they were to do something like that to you now, do you have more subscribers on YouTube than them?
I myself am a bigger, more followed brand on YouTube than FloWrestling.
Well, you're probably the
which
most followed
sucks to say.
Wrestling, not persona, but like maybe media type thing on. Like obviously Jordan Burroughs has more followers, but I'm just saying. You can make Jordan Burroughs and going out making reactions to matches and like that type of thing. No. Like you're like the guy that could like spread it more.
I think 100%. And what's crazy is because I never thought that I was going to be the guy to do it, of anyone.
Yeah.
Like a D2 wrestler wins 1 state title, and I already have on all my socials. I got YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all of that is over 500,000 people.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's crazy to think.
It's crazy that TikTok has the most followers.
Yeah, TikTok has the most, but that's
just
TikTok.
Stupid.
So,
yeah.
That was a good question. Oh man, all right, all right, that's respect. I'm just starting off right off the bat with why should people watch Clash of Combat, but I think we kind of went over that.
Yeah, we went over that. Well, who doesn't want to hear Gable Stevenson literally come out of darkness?
Yes, the Batman.
Literally,
the Batman.
He's literally Batman. He can literally do whatever he wants. But he doesn't post anything about what he does.
Yeah, it's so secretive.
Yeah.
And just spending time with him, like, first of all, such a great dude.
Yeah.
Cool. One of the coolest experiences of my life.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just to see what a guy who has accomplished so much at so young and everything that he is planning on doing, and it's so motivating.
Yeah.
Like, we came back from that 6-hour car ride back just being like,
holy shit.
What did we just do?
Yeah.
And who did we just meet? And it sucks too, because like, we didn't want Gable as our first guest. We wanted to like slowly climb up. And this is the same thing that happened with me in the summer, is I wanted to do videos with other wrestlers. Next thing you know, Spencer Lee's like, yeah, man, let's film.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah, just out of
Spencer,
nowhere, it just happened.
It just happened, and everything just clicked. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm driving to Iowa on this one day on a Friday, and I didn't have like a cameraman, and then I
Yeah,
had to
you asked
rush
me to come, and I had
asked Crosby to
COVID.
come. He had COVID, so I asked one of my brother's friends, and thankfully he decided to come, and he did a phenomenal
That's
job.
so
Shout out
that
to
was
Nick
so
Roush.
random.
That was so random, but that was so cool. I
Yeah.
think everything turned out so good, but going back, like having Gable as our first guest, like it's almost like, oh, that should be like number 50.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, dude,
It's
so we
crazy.
wrote down our goals for like a year, and the top 3, I guess, for that year was Jordan Burroughs,
Yes.
Kyle Dake, John Jones, and Kamaru Usman.
Yeah. Those who we want to get in like a year. Like
Yes.
Just big names that we think like, why shouldn't we get them? Like we
Yeah.
set big goals. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
And those were like the big ones, but I didn't even think of Gable at the time.
Well, because he doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like
he
as
really
in like doesn't do anything like with media.
I mean,
that
we
way.
looked up his podcast, like how many he's done, and it was literally one.
It was
and it
one
was like a
with these-
25-minute just
Yeah.
like conversation.
And I don't think, and that's what I'm saying, like this quality that we have going. Like I was like, of course, blessed with people just being able to love what I'm doing, and that has allowed me to, finance, I guess, a big part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Not saying I bought everything for it, but
Well, dude.
as we're sitting there with like 10 grand in cameras, but like, I don't like. I don't know. It's just a weird situation.
It's
but
just crazy that it happened,
it's crazy that happened, but we're here, and we want to grow the sport.
especially after me beating you to 250 subscribers. It's like we thought it was going to be
Dude,
me
and
that
that's
was going big
crazy.
time.
And that's crazy because my next question is, what took you so long to get back to making content? Crosby took like a 3-year break,
Dude,
maybe even 4.
I really don't know. I like just got annoyed. Like I was really bad at editing, and
Yeah. Well, you hated editing. You like being in the videos.
yeah.
But
The editing, like you were just so much better. So then the quality of your videos were always like 10 times better than mine, even though we would record
the same.
the
thing.
same video. And then it was obviously like the higher quality is going to grow.
Yeah.
And it's like at that point I was just kind of thinking like, is there a point in me doing this if he is? But I mean, at the same time, it's like we could have just grown together.
No, absolutely.
But I mean, now we have this channel with
That's
over
true. This-
10,000 subscribers already.
Yeah, this channel was Crosby's old
Yeah.
channel. So shout out to Crosby for all his hard work.
Yeah.
And we want to get
And-
that 100K plaque mounted up here.
Yeah, that's
on,
gonna be
so
sick.
like this is like, this is crazy. This combat sports thing,
Yeah.
like it's, what is this? Our half octagon,
Yep.
quarter octagon. We got the Dopa bands hanging. Shout out to Dopaminio if you guys want. Literally the best workout bands. If you guys follow any of my stuff, I'm using these in like almost every one of my videos. I love these things, and you guys can go purchase them at the link in the description below. So thank you to Dopaminio, for being a sponsor, and hopefully we can work together here in the future. So
Yes, sir.
thank you to Dopaminio. Love these things for sure.
Yeah. Well, I have another question.
Yeah,
Kind
sure.
of about like Gable being our first guest. I mean, excluding him, top 5 guests.
Top 5.
Top
I'll give
5.
you 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, sure.
I'll give you 3.
3
I'll
ones
say-
that like it's like
Yeah.
maybe even like so unrealistic.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it. Like
Anybody.
of all time,
Anybody. It doesn't have to be.
combat sports.
Yeah, anything.
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to say Conor McGregor for sure. He's in the top 3.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Dude,
like what
I
he's
don't
done.
think he does podcasts.
No.
He'll just show up and do it. Like dude, with the Ariel Hawani thing.
Okay.
I swear that dude like told him, yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes and just showed up. Like he's just so like does whatever he wants. I
Yeah.
feel.
No, absolutely. And I think that's the same with like sometimes things are just going to click and happen, and sometimes you'll never get that person. But, I think bring in new space, bring in new like voice to this.
Yeah.
Maybe we could. So Conor McGregor's in there.
Yeah.
I'd say number 2, we got to have someone in wrestling. And I think we can't exclude the GOAT, Jordan Burroughs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'd be awesome
I
to
mean,
talk
like
to.
7-time world Olympic champ. Having Jordan Burroughs sitting here with us, having the
At
conversation.
Parkside?
At Parkside.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Dude, holy cow. We already handed an Olympic champ.
We can give him Clash of Combat number 69.
Yes, we can. Jordan Burroughs, if you're watching, number 69. Actually, I might hit up his photographer, Levi.
Is he really good?
At photos, yeah. He's crazy.
That's
he could come
awesome.
film content. Because he put on a story.
What about Blast Doubles?
Who's Blast Doubles?
Levi.
Who
You
is
good at that too?
What? Is he good at... Okay. All right. Anyways. So Levi takes amazing pictures. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. And he just posted on the story, what would you guys like to see? And he took a picture of Jordan Burroughs' channel So like on YouTube, and I'm like, I commented back a collab. So put like 2 and 2 together.
Did they answer or like
He
it? Or
will. I mean, like,
oh, you just did this?
yeah, I just did this. Like this
Oh,
just
okay.
happened, brand new. So I think Jordan Burroughs would be guest number 2, and going with guest number 3 of anyone in the combat sports world. Well, it doesn't have to be combat
anybody.
sports. You put
I
me
think
on
I
the
know who you're gonna
spot.
say.
No, I'm not gonna.
I think I know outside of combat sports. One
Just say.
person.
Who would you say?
Tony Robbins.
Wow. Well, see, then I can have like 10 because I can go into so
Yeah,
many
but
people.
like all those type of Or
No,
Gary.
you're right. You're
Or
right.
Gary.
You're right. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's so many people. I love Gary
Yeah,
Vaynerchuk,
you've
Tony
loved
Robbins.
him forever.
Well, Gary's been responding to my DMs.
Oh,
Do
really?
you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's been responding, and I actually signed up for this thing to get like more kind of like brand deals and stuff. So I think that's why I've been getting like a couple things with like gel blasters. You want to share that story?
Oh my god.
Crosby almost got kicked out of Parkside.
Dude, these stupid gel blasters. I don't even
I
care if
love
you're
them. They're
promoting
awesome.
them.
They're awesome.
Dude. Okay, actually they're pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. But so our friend had a girl over. He lives on the first floor of our suite. We live on the 4th floor. The only freaking camera is in the elevator.
Yep.
I put on a do-rag and put these gel blasters in my pants along with our other suite mate, Ben DeRocher. And we go down there. We shoot him with the gel blaster, harmless. It doesn't even leave like a red mark or a welt. Like it doesn't.
It's made out of water.
It's like you get pinched, but like barely. And we do that. We leave. This is like 5 minutes probably.
Well,
And
did you say Ben's butt hit the?
no, that's on the way back up. So we leave. We go back up in the elevator. Ben leans against the panel of like floors, and he hits the call button
with his big butt.
Yes. And he doesn't. There's a literally cancel call button, and he doesn't see it to click it, so it's just ringing. And we're like, oh my gosh! I mean,
It calls 911.
Yeah, it calls 911, campus police, and they had to check cameras. Otherwise they would never check cameras. And yeah, 2 days later, we get an email and like a text on my phone, like, please look at this email. We had a meeting with the housing director following Monday, and shit, we were nervous.
I mean, you're still here now, so that's kind of good news.
It was no big deal.
We just had to turn in the gel blasters.
Yeah, we did turn in gel blasters. Probably get them back, hopefully at the end of the year when we move out. And
yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, it was so stupid.
Jeez.
But whatever, dude.
Whatever. It is what it is. But that's funny how that correlated.
Yeah.
I guess this is a more personal question, because when we're debating on like what we talk about in these podcasts, and especially with combat sports people, we want to know how they're making like money, like how they're doing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like being respectful and not stepping on any toes, but we're curious. Like this is not really talked about.
Yeah.
So I guess like for you, like on this podcast, as someone who's already in college, just like if someone in college is watching this, is already a D2 wrestler, or maybe a high school that wants to do this, like how are you like able to like support yourself with being in a top D2 program, with going to school, with having this? Like what are you personally doing?
Yeah. So, well, every summer I obviously have to get a job, and last summer I mowed lawns all summer long, mowed lawns, but for a company, and I was getting like $18 an hour, I think.
But double with your shirt off.
Yep.
So
they usually tip pretty well if you had your shirt off. And yeah, I did that for 3.5 months, and I probably made between like 8 and 10 grand, I think.
That's crazy.
But I am very fortunate to have supportive parents that pay for a lot of my schooling.
Yeah.
A lot more than
that's real.
I deserve.
That's real, because like if like college is expensive.
Yeah.
Like when you go to college, you don't just pay for tuition. Like you pay for where you're living. You pay for the food on the meal plan. You pay all the extra fees that are bullshit.
Yeah.
Like there's so much stuff. Like and then guess what? You pay for textbooks.
Yeah.
And what
I don't pay for textbooks.
No, I don't either. Don't pay for textbooks. Go to like Z Library. But I mean.
Well, I also have very, very generous roommate. I film a video for this man for like 30 seconds. He'll Venmo me like $100.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean,
and he also paid for my Subway the other day.
Yeah.
He basically paid for my freaking meal last
night.
night.
I feel like as I should. Like,
Not really.
Yes, no, absolutely. If you guys do not know, like in all my videos, there is, I don't know if there's a video where Crosby maybe hasn't like filmed or like helped out with something. And like for him to like be doing this, like even since the beginning of high school and just where the channel is, I almost like don't think I give you as much as you deserve.
I don't think that.
'Cause
I appreciate it, but I don't.
Well,
think
no,
that.
that's 100% true.
Like, yeah, I was part of the videos in high school, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it was like, we were doing that, not even thinking about money.
No, we weren't, and that's what made it so fun.
Yeah.
Like now, there's been times where I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this. I'm only doing this for money. Like
Yeah.
I'm only doing this to get paid
Yeah.
because I like. Maybe
That's
I
why I
need
always
money to pay
roast
for
you.
school.
That's literally why I always say, like, you're selling your soul.
Yeah, but it's real.
But it's more of a joke.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
actually
no,
think
I
you're selling
get
your
it,
soul.
but it's a tough business to be in. Like it's
Yeah.
like if I don't do anything in the summer and I only do like internet stuff, like that's why like
Well, it's also like, it's weird now. Like, your freshman year for sure was weird filming because it's like you're just a new YouTuber on team. And then
Yeah.
I came on. I tried making a comeback last year, and it just felt so wrong to film. And that's the main reason why I stopped last year. But before that, we already talked on that. But last year, it just felt like, why am I doing this with these teammates? Obviously we all get along.
Sure.
It's like
no, it's different.
it just felt weird.
And like look where it led us, like to doing this, to filming podcasts with already an Olympic champ and already have plans with so many other things. Like talk about a Penn State trip,
Yeah.
a trip to Penn State where we have like, think of anyone at Penn State and we're probably gonna film with them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That kind of goes on one of my questions is, do you think your YouTube would be as successful without any of our high school teammates? Say you went to
wow.
you're on like a smaller team, like you have
Yeah.
6 people on
Sure.
your team.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
still as good as you are at wrestling, but like,
I don't know if I would have like. If you look at my high school videos, think about all the fun stuff we did before duels, but
Yeah.
in practices, doing the Waldos tournaments. Like, okay, even if those weren't big, like view pullers or anything, but like, okay, maybe they were actually.
Now they are.
Now they are. But no, like, you're telling me like you got Aiden North doing the "Where's my wrestling?"
Yeah, which we gotta
secret?"
redo.
Yeah,
that.
we gotta redo that. But I mean, like everyone on
Yeah.
the team literally played a part in my vlogs whenever I was in high school.
I mean,
and
dude,
now
those
it's weird.
Waldos tournaments had
Yeah.
Dude,
People
people
that
not
weren't
even-
even in wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I just realized that now. We were growing the sport by doing that within our school.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Literally.
I'm getting chills thinking holy cow, we brought people who would never ever see a wrestling mat or anything. We brought them in a room and I just lat drop them.
Yeah,
for a
you'd
video.
wrestle him first round.
I'd wrestle them first round. to
One
get
seed versus a
easy.
guy that's never stepped
Yeah.
on a wrestling mat.
That's crazy. Wow. No, I think everything just worked out like in high school that way, and maybe I could have tried a little bit harder with filming more and stuff, but then I might not have liked it as much. But I
Yeah.
mean, we did.
I think we
so
did
many
it right.
crazy- Yeah. No, I think for high schoolers, I mean, we made some videos that are forever will be seen in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Still today.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. How did you react when I told you that Gable was our first guest?
Well, the funny thing about that is, like, when you said that, it was like we always mess with Shu.
Yeah, we always mess
Manager
with manager Shu here.
Like, we literally got these beanbags, like, today. And right when we walk in, we're like, Shu, they sent us the wrong ones.
Yeah.
We already had one in the room that was right. Like, dude, we got the wrong ones.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes he'll fall for it, but now he's kind of really catching on.
Yeah,
that.
now he's learning
That's
on
all. We
this.
just
That's
we
funny.
just met them. But that's what it felt like at
Yeah.
first. But then I was like, anybody's going to answer. Or anybody
100%.
could answer you.
Yeah. No. Okay, that's fair. And I mean, the chairs we're sitting in. Shout out to Big Joe,
Yes.
dude. Big Joe.
Dude.
This was insane because we've been working on getting sponsors for everything. Because apparently, when cost is going up, whatever, getting stuff like this, we are so grateful and so fortunate for. Like these arrived today, and we're filming the podcast today.
Yeah. Shout out Angela.
Yeah, shout out or Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Not Angela. Shout out
Thank
to
you, Jacqueline.
So thank you, Jacqueline from Big Joe. This is crazy. Go shop Big Joe. 'Cause
Yes, these are awesome.
I have one behind my desk right now that
Yep.
if we're not in use for the podcast, I'm gonna sit there and edit. I'm gonna sit there and
dude, these things are
do
so
my
comfy.
school. This is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn. So
Another question for our about high school.
yeah.
So we touched on this or we talked about this before, but would you still want your dad as your coach in high school if a more accomplished wrestler you had the opportunity?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say anybody, but like just a more
Yeah,
accomplished
yeah,
wrestler.
yeah. I mean, so if everyone doesn't know, my dad was my wrestling coach, and he was my wrestling coach throughout youth, and then it just carried on into high school. Now, of course, there's the thing with coaches' sons being like jerks on the team or not being good or all that. It was kind of different, and I think ultimately no. It was probably a good question, but for me, I think that's a stupid question because I would want no one there but my dad, and having my grandpa as also coach there, like it was like a Henschel, like it just felt like a dynasty.
Yeah.
And that was the reason I wanted to win state in high school, because every time I go into that gym, I see my dad's picture up there. He went to the same high school when he was a kid. And I just think having a coach that accomplished something what you want is number one. And he accomplished what I wanted. So, I mean, if it's just based off of quality, absolutely not. But like being like my dad too and having that, it was like literally perfect.
Yeah.
So
Well, two things about them.
Sure.
Mike Henschel, shout out Mike.
Shout out Mike.
Dude, he literally felt like my grandpa in high school.
Really? Yeah.
Like, he did. He literally
Less talky, more lifty.
Yeah, dude. Or he would roast me for being a freshman my whole freshman year.
That's true. That's
and then to this day, I can say without a doubt, your dad is my favorite coach I've ever had.
Really?
Don't like any club I've went to, anything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like he still DMs me or texts me about like wrestling this year.
Yeah.
And it's like, who else does that?
No, I mean.
Like, I feel like he's reached out to me a lot.
That's crazy. Shout out my dad.
Yeah.
Let's get emotional now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Get some tissues.
Yeah. We need tissues on this stand here. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like recounting, and I think it was like I had a different experience than you did, as those were like I'm still seeing them at like Christmas and like going home at night. But I mean, just like recapping, like when my dad would say something motivational, there hasn't been a coach to do that.
No.
Like,
and you gotta miss you stop in the middle of the double leg when he's showing it, and then boom!
You stop it, boom! That's true. The ad libs.
Dude, he just brought the intensity.
Well, and I think like sometimes I'm just dozing off when I'm like we're going over technique, and I'm like, and I just think of like how my dad used to do it, and he got people. He got people interested. He got people interested and like they made it liking. So.
Whereas now it's crazy. Like you just show the move, questions. All right, go drill it.
Yeah, there needs to
be
like
every club.
There needs to be an element of fun, and there needs to be that something that isn't in the. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but something that hasn't been done. You know, so.
And Brent brought it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think he's gonna text you as soon as he reads this.
Say,
Crosby, what you said was amazing. Do you think that the wrestling world specifically, because I know we're a combat sports podcast, and we're going to get guys from MMA who are in the UFC, who are in the Bellator. But do you think the wrestling world is ready for the content that we're going to make? And this is what I mean. It can go two ways. One way is that I know the content we're making, no wrestler should not see, and no wrestler should not want to see it. And I think it will do great. But there's that other side of the coin being it's so good. We have everyone like at our dispense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To share their story and to motivate, the youth and influence and all that good stuff, that it's not going to pull people to watch. And I'm scared that the wrestling world isn't at that point.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because you've been saying this like over and over.
I have.
And like when you
It's
say
always in my
when you say
mind.
negative stuff about it, it makes me so annoyed.
Well,
but
I'm annoyed that I think like that.
Yeah.
But is it wrong for me to think like that?
No, because you just said it like yesterday, and I was thinking, because it's like when people post like, just for example, because we were talking about Glenny Balls earlier, when he does stuff with OnlyFans models, it's like, yeah, people are gonna watch that because men are freaking crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
But like for like us, it's like we don't we have the audience, but it's it's hard to reach them, I feel like.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And it's like the quality is high enough to be listed with like these top podcasts.
100% off the get-go.
Yeah.
Like that's why we've been doing this podcast like behind the scenes for 2 months.
Yeah.
And we've been working every day.
Yeah. But it's like, will it spread enough, I guess? Or will it, like, it doesn't even make sense in an algorithm on, like, TikTok and crap to get to the people it's supposed to get to?
Right. No, that's a great point. And I think one thing, like word of mouth, that's going to be like, I think it's huge in the wrestling world as it's a tight-knit community. But even just thinking like 450,000 people watched this year's Division I National Championships.
This is so
And 9.5 million people watched the semifinals of the Women's March Madness. What?
No offense to the women.
No offense
I mean,
to the
come
women's
on.
basketball, but you're telling me 20 times the people watched a semifinal women's basketball game than the Division I Wrestling premier national championships, where we not had one, but 2 wrestlers going for their 4th national title, let alone Spencer didn't make it. But
And Donald Trump was there.
And Donald Trump, sure. I mean, just another thing to add in there.
That makes no sense.
There's been 5 4-timers in NCAA wrestling history, and this year was the lowest watch year in a decade. It makes me pissed.
This year's the lowest in a decade?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I looked on a graph, and it was like, I mean, it just goes like this for some reason.
That makes no sense.
And I'm thinking,
Probably
like,
because we weren't around before to promote it.
no, that's a great idea. I think you're absolutely right. I think what we think would be cool is we're at the national tournament, and either this is after each day, but we just are like somewhere backstage, and we have the podcast running, and we'll just have like all Americans, national champs just walking past, just sit down, and we'll just like shoot stuff for like 10 minutes.
Sick.
We got the audience members reacting.
Sick.
But like, we can make it happen, and no one's doing that. And I think we have the vision.
We do.
We have the vision. And I think a lot of people don't have that. And I think that's the biggest thing with like young kids. How Gable was saying, if you guys watched my video with him, was that people don't tell these kids that they can literally do anything. They can shape whatever they want to create, and they can bring it to life.
Yeah.
Like, what we're doing is crazy, and I think from the get-go and what we have planned, but I know it's just talk, but I mean.
Well, I never would have even thought we would have all this crap. Like if a high school me was looking at this, it'd be like,
yeah,
holy shit.
And like, just the work that's been put in for like our whole team. Like think about it, like everyone right here right now. We got me, you, Shu, who has made so much for the set, made the gift. He's our cameraman, switching cameras for an hour straight.
Yeah.
And we got Hooker, who helped us, both Hookers here, the brothers, and one opened it up for us and helped carry things, and it's crazy. So like each time,
this set wouldn't even be, well, it might be here, but it might have taken 30 extra minutes if we didn't have Hooker to bring it for us and load it and unload it for us.
Absolutely, but
that's crazy.
And just traveling too. I'm excited for those 17-hour car rides.
Oh my gosh, it'll be worth it.
It always is worth it. It always is worth it.
As long as you fools out there can help us with some gas money.
That is true. So, if you guys would like to purchase this, you can either have it customized or just fully plain. What you're going to do is just email the email that's probably linked either right here on screen or link below the description. Just email that you're interested in, and we don't want to just have additional costs for Shopify and everything. So what we'll do is you can like just PayPal email or like just PayPal the payment, and we'll send it right to your house. Just
for sure.
Boom. And that's just what we're doing. We think it's a cool idea, and hopefully you guys like it. So
100%. I don't know who wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who would want it. It's sick.
Yeah. Well, I guess nationals this year for you.
Yeah, D2 nationals, national qualifier.
Why'd you lose?
Some would say that I choked.
Well, I heard you say when we were there, you were like, yeah, once I got down on the mat, it was like a whole different vibe.
Yeah. The vibe was completely different, and it was like I know I belong there, but in the wrestling match was different.
Yeah.
Different than any other duel, different than any other tournament, and whether it was just me staying in my head way too long and not feeding myself the good thoughts, which that whole tournament, I thought I did a great job at it. Clearly looking back, of course I'm going to be in my head and saying, dude, why were you so down on yourself? But I don't think I was. So it's hard to pinpoint what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I lost. I didn't open my offense on really anyone. I didn't have like the willpower. Like,
one thing I noticed was literally your first match, you were moving so well.
Yeah.
Like after Midwest, like I don't know how to explain it. You were just like,
no, it was like I could only win. There was no other.
Yeah.
I didn't lose until nationals.
Like you weren't out of position a single time, and then you got to nationals, and like the first like 30 seconds went by, and I was like, wow,
Dude, I didn't
he's
feel
gonna,
like me at
like
all.
you didn't even like nobody scored yet. I was like, wow, he's gonna lose this match. You just your feet were like looked heavy.
Yeah, no, they were, and I think I was starstruck. If there was one thing on how me, number 2 ranked in the country, drops first round
Yeah.
and loses it in the blood rounds to
Yeah.
a guy took down 4 times in the same match,
Yeah.
I was starstruck for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, that's hard saying, dude, you got 200,000 people watching your videos like every day. It's like. It's different when you're at this big stage on this level, the real life people around you, and just thinking in your own head, it's such a big deal. And like I'm thinking, like, okay, if I want like more scholarship, it's like, oh shoot, like All-American would help, winning a
Yeah.
national title would help, and it's like getting those things. It's like there's so much, there's a
Yeah.
lot, and plus I had to worry about like, okay, I want to make a great video. Of course, I'm never gonna blame me wrestling bad for making a video because that's what I love to do, and I will never do that. But I'm just explaining that there's a lot that just happened, and I was starstruck.
Yeah. Well, with that scholarship thing, that made me think of when so we started going to those intervarsity things
Yes.
every Wednesday,
Yes.
and it's like a Christian Bible study. And,
Every Wednesday?
Yeah. And first semester it was like a pamphlet, and one of the sections were on like letting scholarship take the fun out of your sport. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't.
You might have not been
I
there.
might not have been there.
But so I'm not on scholarship, and this past summer, it was like, my thought was like yeah, sure I was lifting, but I wasn't wrestling as much as I should have been, and it was like, why should I be wrestling if I'm not on scholarship? And I like really like had those thoughts like, do I really want to do this if I'm not on scholarship?
Yeah.
And then even going into the first part of this year, I was still like thinking that, and then we went to that intervarsity thing,
Sure.
and it was like eye-opening. Like,
Yeah.
like it was like really like you had to find your why. Like, why are you doing this? It's not because you want scholarship.
No.
And
No.
this is I feel like a lot of people can relate on this.
Sure.
That like
100%.
people that are in college that think they deserve it, which now I'm like, I don't deserve it. Like I realize that now. I have to earn it if I want it. And
Sure.
at the time I was just thinking like, obviously, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but
No, I get what you're saying. Like how you said having scholarship or having those thoughts of just money and I guess what you're doing. It's different when you think of your sport as something like your job.
yeah, like
it's
like something
completely
you're
different.
profiting off of.
Yeah, you do it like, okay, I did YouTube for fun. I start making money. Sure, it's great for a little bit, but then it's like when feel like I'm forced to make a video because I won't be able to make a payment. It's like, bruh.
Yeah.
And I think for wrestling, that's the same thing. Why you wrestle because it's fun, because you like it, because
Yeah.
you're with your friends. And it's like, oh wait, but if I have to pay to go to school here for everything else, and I have to do well at this,
Yeah.
it's like it makes you hate the sport.
Yeah.
It makes you hate the sport.
100%.
And for how hard wrestling is, like I think everyone who's a wrestling fan knows it's the hardest sport in the world.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
100%. Like so taxing on your body, taxing mentally. You're not eating, you're not drinking some of the time. Like
Yeah. 100%. Like, yeah, I just struggled with that the first half of the year.
I think that's so relatable. I think if any like college athlete could like hear that, I think just knowing that other people are going through that same thing and having those same thoughts, it's like
You just got to find your why. Like, why are you actually wrestling?
yeah.
And it's probably not the reason that you're putting all the stress on yourself.
Well, I'll take you deeper. What's your why?
Man. So this is funny story.
Okay.
When I think a lot of the reason, so I lost so many 1-point matches this year. If I flipped my 1-point matches, I didn't do the math, but I'm pretty sure it was like I had 18 losses.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I lost by 1 point like 10 times.
Really?
Yes. And if I flip those, obviously it's a
Sure.
lot better record. But so mentally I was like really like down, like from like wrestling, like not having confidence in
Yeah.
myself, you know?
Yeah.
And the last person you would expect to tell me this, Eric Bauer, texted me about like being confident and like finding your why in wrestling.
Yeah.
And literally the only thing that I could think of was like, I'm doing this literally just to have fun with my friends.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, it was weird to hear
Damn.
like Bauer, he said,
Yeah.
out of all people.
Wow.
And Bauer is like the hick on our team that doesn't care about wrestling. Does not care about
Yeah.
wrestling.
No, 100%. If people, man,
Yeah. And it's like, then you think about it, getting mad about not having scholarship. It's like, if my why is to have fun with my friends, I don't want to be paid to have. Like, I'm not hanging out with my friends.
Because then
to
it's
have
just
fun.
another variable that
Yeah.
gets all confused in the chaos
Exactly.
of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
Define my why with the sport?
Yeah.
You know, that's weird. I always, like, in high school, when we had our wrestling mindset stuff, I wrote, like, because I wanted to push myself and see how far I could actually go and, like, just win, to be honest. And I think right now, like, clearly, I preach to kids all the time, know your why in wrestling, know your why. But it's almost like,
You don't
dude,
know yours.
what am I? Like, why am I doing this? And of
Yeah.
course, I have ideas. I want to help influence, educate other people, have resources that I didn't have as a kid.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm not saying my childhood in wrestling was bad, but having that person that's on my phone, especially how much kids are on their phones these days, to show me through the sport, to have fun, to do moves, to win matches, and I'm more thinking what if I maybe I'm just wrestling because I don't know life without wrestling.
Yeah. I also thought that too.
Like, we've been doing it for so long. Like, why am I doing it? It's because I've always done it.
Yeah.
And that's my life. And to be honest, I love my life.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm thinking if my life is so much consistent with wrestling, I love wrestling.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know it's a weird answer, but it's like there's so many things it could be, but it's everything.
Yeah.
Like my why is to bring something to the sport that has never been done before, because everyone likes that individualized representation, and I want to help. I want to see people do well, and I want to do my best at it and see what I can accomplish.
Right. And your why is different from having goals.
Yeah.
Like when I say my why is having fun with my friends, it doesn't mean I don't have goals to be
100%. 100%.
Yeah, like an All-American or
goals way different.
Yeah. You know what's funny is when you had your password what was it,
2023 champ 141 ! That was my password to log into school. Like, so every single day for Canvas, that was mine.
2022. Right.
No, 2023. It was 2023, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So every time I logged into school to do homework, I would type it in, and so that's just a vision thing I'd always do.
I changed mine to 2024 All-American.
Hey, let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
But with your wrestling, you don't know life without wrestling. Mm-hmm. So what happens when wrestling's done? When you're done with college, I should say, because I guess you'll probably never be done with wrestling.
No, I don't think I will, because I'll always be around it, whether it's just me watching it, whether it's
maybe done competing.
Yeah, done competing. I think that's weird to think about, but at the end of the day, wrestling is more than just competing. Like, literally let me say that again. Wrestling is more than competing. And for that, what that means to me is just thinking back on your why, just how to have it, either having fun with your friends or, having fun.
Yeah.
Why are we here in the first place? What are we doing? Where are we going? I think it's just doing what you want, but in having, of course, a positive message, a positive way of doing things.
Yeah. Well, it's funny when I say done competing. You said the other day, "I'll never be done competing. I'll do that old timers Franklin tournament until I die."
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Because that. Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll never be done competing. But I think for the main part, it's wrestling's more than just competing. And I think if more people can realize that, I think they're gonna have a lot of stress off their shoulders and they're gonna enjoy it a lot more.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Who's your dream guest on the podcast? If you could only have one.
It's a realistic one.
Really?
If I could only have one, one I really want is Henry Cejudo.
Yes.
I really want him. I mean, dude, he was 20 or 21 when he won the Olympics too.
Yep.
And the dude, he's not like your average. I'm a 3-time NCAA national champ. Like, I'm pretty sure he was ranked 40th in the world when he won nationals, or 20th or something.
When he won the Olympics?
Olympics.
Really?
He was, yeah.
And then just for him to go and win the UFC in 2 divisions?
Yeah. 2-division champ, defended both belts.
And an Olympic champ.
And now he's coming back. And
we need him on the pod. We need him on the pod.
He's coming back, and he's fighting the current champ at bantamweight, who has, I think, 2 title defenses.
Okay.
And then he said he wants to beat him defend his belt against, I'm pretty sure, Sean O'Malley.
Okay.
And then after that, he wants to move up another weight class.
What?
So he
How
had the
old is
belt
he?
at 25, 135, and now he wants to move up to 145.
So he could be quadruple C.
Yeah. C4, he said.
C4. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be insane.
Damn. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And this dude, I saw stuff on him that with Demetrius Johnson, you know him.
Yeah.
And they started training together, and he said Cejudo is like the most like meticulous guy about. He plans out everything. He is the best. He comes up with a game plan, and it's like everything is like down to a T in his training, and his meals, and his lifting, and his life really. And I just thought like that'd be so cool just to hear him talk. Like he's cringy on social media,
Sure.
but I'm sure.
Triple C.
But dude, he is probably like.
Yeah.
He's probably like one of the. Like, he's
It's a
got to
real
be
deal.
one of the smartest minds.
Yeah. There's no way he couldn't be.
Wrestling, in fighting, in anything.
Combat sports.
Combat
Needed.
sport.
This is Clash of Combat. This
Exactly.
would literally be like the Clash of Combats. You got wrestling and you got UFC.
Literally.
He's facing judo guys and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. I think definitely Triple C if you're watching. Let's get you on the pod.
100%.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Dang. Well, guess what? We got lift in the morning, buddy.
Yeah. Do you have any questions left or no? 'Cause
That's
I'm,
it.
I'm running dry here.
No, I'm dry too. We're in deep waters, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, once again, if you guys want to buy one of these, hit us up in the description. Thank you, Dopamino. Thank you, Big Joe.
Thank you, Dopa Bands. Let's go. Love these.
Yep.
Link in the description. Thank you,
And,
Big Joe Chairs.
And thank you to Brady Shue, Luke Hooker, and Keen Hooker.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys Friday with the Gable Stevenson.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.